I got fired. So last year I worked in a salad bar, somewhere around this area. It's funny because the same journey I take to my current job is the same journey I took to my last one. See how life works. I didn't want to be there, to be honest. I didn't want to work there. The company was bad. They didn't care about their workers. The hours were weird. I had to work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, which for some people is pretty cool because it's not that long. But for me, with lupus, standing for even 4 hours a day is really hard and caused me a lot of pain when I was there. I told them that I had lupus from the beginning. Twice. Once on the interview and once on my first day at work. And after that, everything seemed okay, I guess. I mean, okay as it could be in a minimum wage job where salad dressing is getting splattered in your face. Working there, even on a regular basis, caused me a lot of pain. I mean, even squeezing the dressing on the salad and doing that all day, every day, caused crazy pain in my joints, which sounds really funny, but it's quite true. Apart from that, I managed, I guess, but that was until I had my first flare-up. And it wouldn't be right me telling this story by myself. There was someone else that was there and I think he can help me tell the story a bit better. Ah. Hello, how are you?
I am good.
So, I was making a video about when I got fired from...
Okay.
And I just thought, why am I telling the story by myself when you were there as well, and you know the story just as well as me.
Those were dark times. You were like my sunshine ray, and then when you left, it just got worse.
And when you say I left, you mean what?
Well, you got fired. Correctly fired, I might add, which they didn't really even talk about. Like, when you left, you weren't spoken about. There was no transparency with the people that worked there. It was weird because the manager is the one that spoke to you, wasn't it?
Yeah, she texted me. Well, I texted her, actually. I texted her.
Yeah.
And I just sort of wanted to explain more about why I haven't been in my illness. And she just said, well, to be honest with you, like, I spoke to HR, because I don't think she even knew. And I spoke to HR and they terminated your contract. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm not coming back then. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's really messed up. The procedure in their contract basically states that when you're ill, you need to call 1 to 2 hours before your shift to let your manager know that you're not going to be in. And I did that for every single day that I was ill, despite how fatigued and tired I was. I did that. In the UK, after you've been sick for a period of time, having a fitness note to give to your employer is really important. But usually this is after 7 days that you've been sick. You would need a fitness note on the 8th day. In fact, I even asked my doctor to have a fitness note beforehand and he wouldn't give it to me. He said, wait until the 8th day and then you can give it to your employer because it's not necessary. They terminated my contract because I did not bring in a fitness note on the first day that I was sick. Which is BS because number one, even if you had a cold, how would you be able to get a fitness note on the first day that you were sick? Would you even be able to get an appointment on the first day that you were sick? I was annoyed about this, to be honest with you, but I let it go for the most part until I started talking to friends, family, doctors, and even people that worked for organizations that dealt with disability discrimination about what happened to me. And there was this general agreement that what happened was not okay. In fact, it probably was not legal. Probably. But at the same time, to prove unlawful dismissal or unfair dismissal, it would have meant I probably would have to work there after my probation period, which I was still on. But then also to prove disability discrimination, which doesn't have a time limit or anything, it would have meant that I had to go through a process of even kind of establishing that my condition is classified as a disability, because it is not classified as one automatically. It's a lot, but I didn't actually want to go through that in the end, and so they got away with it.
Kind of disregard to what happened to you and no one spoke about it. I remember you literally trying to hoist yourself up on like because there was a counter and you had like this awkward stance in your body that was just like, man, you can't be here, like you actually can't, because especially when we're working, there's so many people, you literally get bumped side to side.
I'm not asking for you to roll out a red carpet for me. I'm not asking for you to rub Vicks on my back. Like, I'm actually just like asking for a bit of humanity. There's a number of great employers that do great work in making sure that their workplace is inclusive to all people despite their abilities, but there's not enough, and really people should be doing better. And about 3.7 million disabled people are in employment, which sounds cool and everything after you hear that people with disabilities are more than twice as likely to be out of work than a non-disabled person. A third of disabled people feel that there is prejudice against people with disabilities, which I would be in agreement with. But I'd just like to add that it's not just about numbers and the amount of people with disabilities that are in work. Some people who have disabilities are not able to work, and that's okay, and some people with disabilities are able to work, but are employers making those adjustments and adaptations? I think we should be focusing on whether employers are able to provide a safe and fair working environment for people with disabilities, not just about numbers. There was a couple employees who were really nice, like they knew about it. They would try to stop me from carrying anything. Like they would be like, they would take stuff out of my hand. They'd be like, what are you doing? Like, you know, but the last thing I think I'll say is just like, you know, I often beat myself up and I am saying you shouldn't have taken that job, for example. Well, I didn't know fully at the time. I learned then that physical jobs are just not for me at all. But then when I speak to other disabled people about this, they make a good point. It's always the burden is put on the disabled person when it comes to finding suitable work, and not necessarily the burden is put on employees of making their place more accessible for people that have disabilities to work with them. And so the burden unfairly gets put on us. And, you know, on their contract, it says they accept anybody with all abilities. So if somebody comes in there and they might have a different kind of disability, like they just can't work there then, right? Or what? Like, what would they do? This is a company that's paying people real minimum wage, making us pay for our own uniforms.
They were making us pay for our own lunches as well, even though it was a food restaurant. Like, it was a food takeaway.
They take advantage of vulnerable people. They take advantage of vulnerable people who need the money at the time. I don't think the main focus should be on how many disabled people are currently working. I think the focus should be on how many disabled people are in suitable work at the moment, and how many employers are creating an inclusive work environment for people of different abilities, people with impairments, people with long-term conditions, etc. I think that should be the main focus more than anything else. Also making sure we're not putting the sole responsibility for finding suitable work on disabled people, but making sure we're holding employers accountable for when they're not being inclusive and essentially ableist. At the salad bar, I was employed, so I would have fell under that 3.7 million disabled people that were in work. But I wasn't in a job that was suitable for me. I was in a job that caused me pain every single day. And I put the blame on me a lot after I got fired. Why did I pick that job? I knew I had a chronic illness, so why did I even say that I wanted to work there? But at the same time, what about the responsibility of the company that employed me, that knew I had lupus at the time? Why didn't they make the necessary steps in order to make me have an experience where I could work to my best ability and be an asset to the team, but also care for my health? They didn't do that. I don't work at the salad bar anymore, and I'm really struggling to try and not say their name, but I don't work there anymore, and that's great. I'm quite happy. I'm very happy that I don't work there anymore, and I'm quite happy in the new place that I work. But there needs to be a change in attitude. There needs to be a change in perspective on this. Barriers need to be broken down so that disabled people can go into work and do their job and thrive and earn money in the best way that they can, without feeling like they have to do all the work and the employer is not actually making those adaptations. That's what we need to be doing. And I don't have an ending for this video, so I'm just gonna walk out of the frame. Actually, no. If you're watching this on YouTube and you liked the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be aware of whenever I upload a video, because I've been trying to do things more consistently and that's not been happening. So you're gonna need that notification bell to know when I've uploaded a video.